the world woke to a strange, unsettling silence. Gone was the familiar gurgling of coffee makers, the hiss of sprinklers, the happy splashes of children in wading pools. Overnight, every drop of water on Earth had transformed, becoming utterly undrinkable. The clear liquid in our glasses now had an odd metallic tang. Rivers and lakes shimmered with an unnatural, oily sheen. Even the rain tasted wrong, acidic and harsh on the tongue. The lifeblood of our planet, the elixir of life itself, had turned against us. At first there was disbelief, a collective shrug of it's probably nothing, but as the sun rose higher, painting the sky with hues of normalcy that belied the crisis unfolding below, a chilling realization dawned upon humanity. We were facing a global catastrophe unlike any other. The initial shock soon gave way to widespread panic. Supermarkets were overrun as people desperately stockpiled bottled water, juices, anything liquid they could get their hands on. Brawls erupted in the aisles, fueled by fear and dwindling supplies. The streets became a cacophony of sirens as emergency services were stretched thin, responding to a surge in dehydration cases. Hospitals overflowed, their corridors echoing with the cries of the sick and the frightened. The world became obsessed with one thing: bottled water. Previously, ignored brands became overnight sensations. Those lucky enough to have stockpiles guarded them fiercely. Governments struggled to maintain order. Rationing was enacted, but often proved ineffective. The black market thrived, with water becoming more valuable than gold. The thirst was relentless, a constant gnawing reminder of our vulnerability. The once mundane act of taking a sip of water had become a luxury few could afford. The day the taps ran dry remains etched in our collective memory, a day of despair, of shattered illusions. We had long taken our water infrastructure for granted. Now its failure was a stark reminder of our dependence. Cities, once vibrant hubs of life, began to empty. People fled to the countryside, hoping to find natural springs or collect rainwater. But the water, no matter the source, remained tainted. The world, as we knew it, was crumbling, parched and desperate. The very fabric of society seemed on the verge of unraveling. Section 5. Science to the rescue. The search for a solution. Amidst the chaos, a glimmer of hope emerged from the world's laboratories. Scientists working day and night raced against time to find a solution to the undrinkable water crisis. Theories abounded, ranging from potential filtration systems to complex chemical treatments. Some proposed harnessing the power of the sun to evaporate and recondense water, while others explored desalination techniques on a massive scale. But the solutions, if they existed, remained elusive. The clock was ticking, and each passing day brought humanity closer to the brink. Section 6. A new world order, water as the ultimate commodity. The world was no longer divided by political ideologies or geographical boundaries. It was now defined by a single, stark reality: those who had access to clean water and those who did not. Water became the ultimate currency, more precious than oil or gold. Nations with dwindling freshwater reserves faced an impossible choice: hoard their dwindling supplies or share with their neighbors, risking their own survival. Alliances shifted, wars were waged, all in the name of this life-giving resource. The world was a different place now, a place where water, not money, made the world go round. Section 7. The human spirit endures, adapting to a thirsty planet. Despite the despair, the human spirit, as it often does, began to adapt. We learned to live with less, to cherish every drop. Innovation flourished, driven by necessity. Engineers developed ingenious methods for collecting and purifying rainwater. Architects designed buildings that minimized water usage. Farmers experimented with drought-resistant crops, seeking to nourish a thirsty world. We learned to find beauty in arid landscapes, to appreciate the resilience of life in its most extreme forms. We discovered a newfound respect for the delicate balance of nature, a balance we had so carelessly disrupted. Section 8. Lessons learned: the importance of water conservation. The undrinkable water crisis, as devastating as it was, served as a stark reminder of a simple yet profound truth. Water is life. It is the essence of our existence, and we had taken it for granted for far too long. We had polluted our rivers, depleted our aquifers, and turned a blind eye to the plight of those who lacked access to this basic human right. Now we were paying the price for our negligence. The crisis forced us to confront our unsustainable practices, to rethink our relationship with this precious resource. We had learned the hard way, but perhaps, just perhaps, we had learned in time. Section 9, a call to action, protecting our most precious resource. The future remains uncertain. The search for a permanent solution to the undrinkable water crisis continues, but one thing is clear: we cannot afford to go back to our old ways. We must embrace water conservation as a way of life. We must invest in research and development of sustainable water management technologies, and we must work together as a global community to protect this precious resource for ourselves and for generations to come. The thirst for change must start now. Let us not wait for another crisis to remind us of the value of every drop. Let us be the generation that quenches the world's thirst, not with temporary fixes, but with a sustainable future where water flows freely for all.